Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial on this look that I'm wearing right here. I have not yet done a look on my channel with winged liner, and I know a lot of people try to perfect their winged liner, and it's obviously a very sharp, fierce look. So I thought that I would film this for you guys today and show you how I do my winged liner, because there's tons and tons of different ways how to do it. And I did pair it with a light pink glossy lip, but you could pair it with any lip you would prefer. I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be starting with my eyes first, and I'm priming my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and they have like 4 different kinds, but this is the matte one, and I'm using this so that it definitely takes away any redness and covers the veins in my eyelids. It's really, really great, and my shadow doesn't move when I use this. Then I'm going in with Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and the first one I'm using is in the shade Beaches and Cream, and this is a very, very light, like peachy, neutral, warm shade. It's very, very close to my skin tone, so this is going to be great to set that primer, because if you don't set it and you go in with a dark color right away, it's going to look a little choppy. So I'm just going back and forth with an E40 Sigma tapered blending brush and dusting that back and forth. Now I'm going in with the shade Purely Naked, and this shade is very neutral, and I'm going right over top of Beaches and Cream and dusting that back and forth in windshield wiper motions using the same Sigma E40 tapered blending brush, and I just wanted to deepen that a little bit, so I want this to be very neutral and blown out. Now I'm going in with the shade Hipster, and I'm using an Urban Decay pencil brush, and Hipster is a very neutral, cool tone brown with a little bit of a sheen to it, so using colors that have a tiny bit of, I don't want to say shimmer, but sheen to them helps your blending experience and helps everything become much more flawless. So I'm just going back with this Sigma E40 and blending that out. Now I'm going in the shade Barcelona Beach, and in the pan it looks very gray, very cool tone gray, but when you apply it, it's more of a cool tone brown. So it's definitely like a step darker than Hipster, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm taking that same Urban Decay pencil brush, and I'm dusting this right over top of Hipster on my outer crease and my outer lid, keeping the inner corner much more blank and light. And I'm going back with the E40 and just blending all of that out. Now I'm going in with a MAC eyeshadow, or sorry, this is a Makeup Geek eyeshadow in the shade Ice Queen, and I'm using a Urban Decay just flat synthetic brush, and then I go in with a MAC eyeshadow Shroom, just because I wanted it to be a little bit more pigmented and a little bit more cool toned and have a little bit more of a sheen to it, and that's what Shroom gave us. And I'm going in with Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Liner in Blackest Black. Okay, so now I am taking a Sigma E65. This is a liner brush, and it's angled, and I take the Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Liner on this brush, and I do place it on the back of my hand and really flatten the product into the brush. And I take the angle of the brush, and I line it up with my lower lash line and to the corner of my eyebrow, and I start and I make a line, and then I make a line from that corner of the liner all the way to my inner corner of my eye. And now what I'm doing is I'm filling that in, so all we're doing is basically connecting the dots. and I do go back and apply more liner to the brush. I work with small amounts of liner because I feel like it's a lot easier versus going in with tons of liner on your brush, and that messes me up and that makes my lines a little janky, and we don't want that. We want our lines to be really clean and really sharp, so I'm working with small amounts of product. Now, normally I would say never tug on your eye area when you're doing a wing because you never know what it's going to look like because you're tugging that area. But I personally, this is the way that works for me. So as you can tell, I do stop here and there and I take a step back and I look at it and see, what I want to make sharper, what I need to fix, and then I go tug and I apply more liner. So I do go in and I touch up the inner corner, I touch up the outer corner, and then I take my face moisturizer and a clean liner brush, and I just go in and I clean up anything that I don't like that isn't sharp. And this is why we do our eyes first, because we can clean up anything without messing up our foundation. So then I take a Q-tip and I just wipe away any excess. Now I'm going in on the other eye, aligning the liner brush up with my lower lash line, and I'm kind of stamping a line, and then I take it from the outer corner of the liner and slowly draw my wing all the way to my inner corner. And this is the best way I like to work with gel liner, is just really taking your time and getting the wing the way you want it. And by doing the outline of it makes it so much easier because you're not immediately going in with a thick band. It's just a little line, so you can easily erase a little line. And if you have like a metal palette, a plastic palette, any kind of palette, you can absolutely use that. My hands are freshly clean, so it's okay that I'm putting my product in the back of my hand and I'm working on myself. But if you're a makeup artist and you're working on a client, you want to think of sanitariness as well. So using a palette to put the product on and to put it into your brush would probably be more beneficial than applying it to your hand. I did have some lash glue stuck to my lashes, and that's what I just pulled off. So I'm just going back and I'm just sharpening up my outer wing, and you want the outer part to be as sharp as you can get it. Now we're going to move on to our face. I'm using the L'Oreal True Match Lumi primer. This is one of my favorite primers, and I know it's a drugstore primer, but it doesn't break me out and it gives me a great luminosity. Now I'm going in with the Makeup Forever HD Stick Foundation. I'm in the shade 117 equals Y225. Their numbering is really weird. But I'm going in with the Morphe G6 flat buffer brush, and this foundation is super thick, so using this kind of brush is really the only brush that I feel that works the best with this foundation, because it really helps press the product into the skin without taking any away, and it doesn't leave any lines in the foundation, and it blends it out beautifully. This foundation, you would think, since it's in a stick form, that it would be super dry and weird, but it's perfect. It's luminous yet full coverage. It's a very beautiful foundation. So if you are on the market for a new foundation, definitely look into the Makeup Forever HD Stick Foundation. Now I'm going in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Concealer. I'm in the shade Fair Neutral, and I'm taking a damp beauty blender, and I made sure I really squeezed out all the excess water so I didn't pick up too much product. And I'm just blending out my concealer, and you want to be very careful that you don't stamp over your wing, but you also want to make sure you get all the way up to the wing so that you don't have any discoloration between the wing, your skin, and your concealer. And then you want to also make sure that you are taking your concealer all the way to your inner corner on the side of your nose, because we can tend to get redness there, and you want to make sure that you're concealing that and covering it up. Then I take any excess product and I tap it out on my nose, my forehead, my cupid's bow, and my chin. Now I'm going in with MAC Pro Shaping Powder. You can get it online or in a pro store, and I'm using the shade Emphasize. They do have different shades for different skin tones, and I'm just making sure I apply it just to my under eye area. Now I'm going in with Benefit Hoola Bronzer, and this bronzer is like the lightest one I have, and I'm very fair right now, so it was definitely the one that wasn't going to look orange, was going to look the most neutral, and I didn't want a harsh contour, but I wanted something just to warm up the face a little bit. Now I'm going in with a NYX Blush, and I'm using just a big powder brush and just dusting this on the apples of my cheeks and blending it back into my bronzer. Now I am using, this is a new palette that I just recently had purchased, and this is by BH Cosmetics, and this is their Bronze Illuminate palette, and there's 4 different shades in it, and I used the lighter of the two, and I'm dusting that on the tops of my cheekbones, my cupid's bow, my chin, my nose, my forehead. I really want to look fresh and luminous. And then I'm taking more of the Scroom eyeshadow and I'm applying it to my brow bone. I'm using Scroom because it's very neutral and cool toned. I do love nylon, that is my other go-to, but nylon has a little bit more gold to it. Then I'm also placing this on my inner corner and on the inner corner of my lower lash line as well, because I really want my eyes to be open and everything to be light and luminous and healthy. But I also wanted to bring a little bit of dimension to the lower lash line to balance everything out. So I did take a little bit of Barcelona Beach and just apply that on my outer corner of my lower lash line. When you're applying your makeup, you want to look at yourself and you want to see where something needs to be balanced. Then I did apply some mascara to my top lashes, and then I applied House of Lashes in the style Siren, and then I coated my lower lashes with some mascara, and this is the L'Oreal Voluminous. This is my go-to mascara. I love it so much. Just because we have big falsies on our top lashes, I felt like we really needed our lower lashes to match that. And what I'm going in with is Gerard Cosmetics lip gloss in the shade Buttercream, and it's beautiful. It's the most perfect pink in the world. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye everyone.